Hello and welcome to Tales of Myth and Mayhem. This is episode 7 of our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, The Fall of London. Being a story about vampires, this is likely to include some horror in this session. We've done lines and veils, please look after yourself, viewers. Our coterie is currently in a disused London underground tunnel deep below the city. They're looking for an object owned by Richard de Word, whom they believe may be down here. They've met a fledgling toreador, they've fended off an attack from a feral vampire, and now they're inside a train carriage that has been down here for a long time. Inside there is broken glass, ripped out seats being used as a kind of nest, and newspaper over the windows with big red letters reading Antigen and He Returns. What would you like to do next? I'm literally just throwing ourselves into it here. You had found a diary of sorts, notes from the previous occupant of the carriage.
Had we read the diary?
You had, I think. I'm going to double check my notes. There were some notes about... His name was Johannes. He had a life as a train operator, and in the last couple of pages it looked like he'd suddenly started to get hungry, and he had a hunger that you couldn't sate, that tea wasn't working. And that was the end of the diary.
So it sounds like someone's turning.
Or someone has turned some time ago.
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems almost like there's an underground group.
Yes, so the toreador had been tempted down by an advert he'd seen in a bus shelter saying something about like a group for lonely people.
Yes. Okay. So
which also Tommy had heard about from his network of homeless people.
Yeah.
Also, just to go back a little bit, Alice, remember you had found a ring on someone who'd been trying to spy on you. They'd arranged a meeting, you'd gone, you'd realised that someone was watching you and you got a ring. And Tommy had a similar experience while feeding, someone was watching him and he chased. So, just to remember, you have the ring. Are you wearing it or is it just on your person?
You're on mute.
I'm not hearing Alice. Is everyone else hearing?
I'm not either.
Oh.
No, not now. If you shout, you'll come through mine.
I mean, I can unmute you here, but it feels rude. Can I unmute you here? Just checking I haven't accidentally muted you.
Hello.
Hello.
There we go.
Right, you have a ring. Are you wearing it or are you just holding it? I need to check 'cause this is important.
Just holding it. It's
Okay.
it.
Just going to close a load of things that I don't need to have open right now. So, you're just having it on your person, in a bag, in a pocket, something like that.
Yep.
You're in this sort of empty carriage. You haven't found William de Word yet, or his group.
So the carriage, is it functional?
No, it looks like it's old. It looks like it crashed some time ago and has just stayed there ever since.
Okay. Can we try and see if I can find any items around in the carriage, on the seats, under the seats, to see if there's anything?
I mean, there's a lot of ripped up newspapers. There's a lot of ripped up seats. Other stuff, just ephemera. There's some like sweet wrappers and things that you might have found in vending machines around the underground. But there's nothing sort of major to grab. I'm not going to make you roll for it because for simplicity.
I'm just trying to see if I can work out if there's is it just one person that's been occupying this, or if it's been multiple?
It looks like just one person. It's not a huge kind of nest area. I mean,
Perhaps,
yourselves, you know, you don't really need to like build a comfortable place to sleep. When daylight comes, you will just drop. But it's nice to have a safe place to be where other people won't easily find you.
Is it nearly time now?
It's not. Because you were avoiding the London transport running. You started on this mission at about 2:00 in the morning. It's now sort of 4, 5-ish. The sun won't come up till about 6:30, so you've got some time. And we're still in March 2012, so you've got a little bit of time. But yeah, at some point soonish, we will have to consider that you're going to just drop wherever you are.
Yep.
So it looks like we're kind of done with this carriage itself. So
Yeah.
are we going to go and explore the rest of the subway tunnel? Maybe looking around that place we've seen the Toreador that went off? Or do we go back and see where the Toreador told us that he found those posters that might give us indication where they are in the subway tunnel rather than us wandering about
I think you found
aimlessly?
a poster somewhere.
Did we?
I think
Well,
you had seen a bit of the text.
Yeah, we saw a poster.
okay.
We also know that there's another one in Trafalgar Square, I think, or somewhere.
On one of the bus stops nearby, yeah.
Okay. Does the poster say where to go to meet up?
It doesn't say exactly, but that you're getting deeper into this feels like if you push ahead, maybe there'll be more further along.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
Yeah, I
Right.
wonder if it's like an early watch point for them. With this,
Okay.
with this.
So, all right, we'll push on then. But do we push on? Can we go behind the crash carriageway? Or is that completely blocked?
it's not completely blocked at all. There is some track, and then the tunnels progress further, but there isn't track.
Okay. Then we'll go that way because there's no track.
Okay. Can everyone just roll hunger as you come out, please?
That's a 2 for me.
Okay.
I'm hungry.
You are.
Spells check is
So you're up at 3 now. Loss.
that's a browse check, isn't it?
Yeah, that a rouse check will do it. You might want to start considering your options for how you're going to sate hunger down here. There aren't people around. Now, obviously, you've all got your preferred ways of feeding. You can feed by any way that you... Like, you could eat rats if you can find them. It won't make you as happy as your preferred feeding preference would do, but it will sate your hunger, potentially. Just something to keep in mind.
For me, I'm at 2, so I think I'm going to be quite comfortable for now.
I think two's
Yeah,
you could eat, but you're all right.
Yeah. I mean, if a snack goes by,
Yeah,
then I'll have a bite, but...
Well, speaking of a snack,
yeah.
as you come out,
But I can't have. Well, I'll get a feeding penalty if I have animal blood or bagged blood. So I'm just going to have to stay a bit hungry for now and be a bit angry.
well, if it comes to it, you can sate your hunger with a rat. It's just that you'll get some negatives until you can get your preferred feeding from your herd.
This was the plan all along, to make you eat animals.
That's very mean.
It's a possibility that you may have to at some point. Just if this gets much worse, and it might do, it's that, or you're rolling like 5 hunger dice when you're trying to do a basic thing, and then you've got a very good chance of a bestial failure, and then bad stuff happens. So this is the bet we make. Or the bet you make. I don't have to make it. I'm not rolling hungry. As you come out the carriage rather, there is a figure of a young woman sitting on the edge of the platform. She's swinging her legs and kind of looking towards you. She's wearing a sort of pink knitted sweater. The arms are a bit long. They're almost covering her hands. She's got a small backpack. She's wearing like dark coloured jeans, combat boots.
Okay. I've still got sense of beast active.
Yeah, you do. She got a beast going, but it's not strong. It's just there's a beast there, and so surely that is either a vampire or a werewolf.
Hopefully the former.
I will shout across, are you a vampire or a werewolf?
I'm so tempted to reply.
Sat with it.
Subtle.
Just the finesse.
She replies, "Please don't hurt me. I haven't done anything wrong."
Yeah, that didn't answer my question.
I'm like you, a vampire.
I've still got heightened senses on. Would I be able to tell?
You can tell that heightens your ability to see or hear or smell.
Is there any kind of differences I'd be able to spot in, like a heart rate?
You can
or
hear her more easily than the others. Her heart rate is... Oh, that's an interesting one. Give me
If
a...
I...
Oh, hang on.
I was going to say, if I use Sense the Unseen, can I tell the difference between other kindred and
No,
werewolves?
Sense the Unseen is just for stuff that's hiding
Okay.
or trying to be unseen.
Well, I'll close my eyes.
So there might be instances
So
when you
you're
can...
hiding.
There might be instances when you can detect Tommy when Tommy's trying to hide.
Yeah, rude.
That's useful.
Or people doing the same thing that Tommy can do. Dr. Henry, I apologise.
Dr. Henry, I don't know who this other person is.
No, neither do I. Sometimes the wrong name comes out. Could you please roll a Wits Awareness difficulty 5?
5?
5. Look, we're 7 episodes in. I'm upping it a little bit here. We're not playing around.
What do I remember how to...
Click awareness first because of roll 20 being roll 20.
Yeah, it's not actually bringing anything up. Why not?
Also, before we started...
Oh, it was behind it.
Ah.
Alright, so... Cancel that. Right, there we go. And I'll just now try and find my character sheet again. It's been a month.
It has been a month. Thanks, TwitchCon and UK Games Expo.
So,
Wonder for me.
Wits.
Yep.
Oh, no, not that. Awareness. And then wits in there, yes.
If I'd had the money, I'd have just sent you all 15 dice, I swear.
I did look for dice at TwitchCon, but there wasn't any.
Loads of dice where I was. Couldn't move for flipping dice. Okay, you got 3. If you want to willpower it, you can. If you don't, we'll just go with that.
No, I'm okay with that.
Okay, you've got a vague sense that maybe she's not entirely as afraid as she's sounding, but you can't be sure.
Okay, so I'm just going to let the others around me know, you know. She seems a bit too calm, but that could be anything. Can't be certain.
Okay.
Hello, she shouts.
Who's got the charisma? I can't remember.
I think it's me.
Well, you've got charisma and...
I have charisma coming out the wazoo.
Yeah, I've got like
I'm gonna
4 as
hide
well.
behind the rich lady then.
Only if you're sure. Shall I roll a check?
You don't have to roll a check, you can just talk to her if you want at the moment.
This is a child, isn't it? Well, child.
It's a
in
young woman,
quotation
it's not a
marks.
child. She's like 20s at least.
Okay, that's still similar age.
Yeah, it's young from my point of view, but maybe not from... It's very young from your point of view. You're a kindred who's about 200 years old, but...
What are you doing down here?
I didn't have anywhere to go. I'm a sort of orphan, and we're not usually welcomed with most clans, so I did what I had to do.
Did you follow the instructions on the note?
Oh, no, I've been down here for ages.
Okay. Does anyone have anything to ask?
What note?
How have you been feeding?
Oh, I've just been eating rats and stuff. There's things down here if you know where to look. I haven't left this place for a long time.
Which clan are you from? If you say kind of orphan, you must be. Who turned you? What?
I'm not in a clan, like you might be. I'm a caitiff. I did what I had to do, and I found this club. There was a club hosted by Nosferatu. He took me in, and he kind of showed me that there's darkness much gentler than the light, and the people down here, they're a bit odd, but they treat you okay.
Yeah, that's the Nosferatu for you.
And I was curious about who you guys were. I've been keeping an eye on you for a little while. I saw that you did to that feral vampire earlier. He'd been following me around for a couple of days.
You've been keeping an eye on us how?
Just You came into the underground, so I followed you.
How did we
And where
not
is
notice
this?
that?
I don't know.
You
'cause I've
remember
even
all the
got
times I
sense
was
of
rolling
seeing
and you were like, what's she doing?
Oh,
You sneaky.
I mean, above table, above.
I don't need a screen because we haven't. Yeah. So what are you down here for?
excellent question that somebody else can answer.
We are looking for a man.
A man?
A man. I have forgotten his name,
Do we still
but
have
he
the
is a
flyer?
man.
I will ask her, does she remember the name of the Nosferatu she
No, it's
talked to?
Miss William de Word.
That's the man we're looking
No, it's not
for.
William. I keep messing this up. It's Richard.
Richard.
Damn, Discworld. Get stuck in my head. I'm sorry.
And where is he?
Oh, well, he kind of
Where
likes
was-
to keep it secret. He's quite shy and he doesn't really like strangers at all. He loves everyone, though. There's never been loved before. He sent me down here to keep an eye out for you guys. I mean, I guess I could lead you in the right direction if you want.
Us guys specifically, or just anyone that come down here?
Well, you can. He's got ways of knowing when people come into this part of the underground.
Fair.
Okay.
Interesting.
Above table. There's 5 of us and one of them, and they have information we need. We could intimidate.
Wait, I could compel.
You could compel. You're going to try and compel. Okay. We're going to jump straight into that. Where?
Oh, I just want to compel.
I
No,
mean,
you've got the
her.
power. You can do it.
I want to make sure she's telling the truth.
So, because this is a new power, I'm going to tell everyone what this does. With eye contact, the user can issue a single action command, no longer than a short sentence, obeyed to the letter. It must be something they can complete in a single turn. I'm going to resolve ambiguous commands, so be careful with that whole monkey paw thing. If you want to try it, we can try it.
What do you guys think? Above table.
Just for fun. Just for fun.
I think it's probably kinder than my plan to feed on her and make
we
her
could
with acid.
simply just ask her rather than compel her.
Ask her first, and if we don't get anywhere, we can compel. And then if that doesn't work, I will use my cloud memory and we'll make them forget all of this.
And if that doesn't work, I'll kill him.
Just going straight there.
I'm so glad I have full stats for this character.
We just like, what's with all the killing, guys? Come on. No, it's fine.
Right? Dang.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, let's
I'm a
not keep
vampire.
killing any more vampires.
I would like to ask her for the information.
I can take you to him, if that's what you want.
Yes,
We have been looking for him, so yeah.
Does he often send you outside to wait for people?
Not in general, but when he needs stuff, that's what I do. I just help him out, because, he's a lovely guy.
So we're an unusual case for him to be
Well,
expecting.
it's not usual for sort of 5 people at once to come in looking for him. If that's what you're asking.
So it's not a very successful party he's got going on down here then.
Oh, he's got, people come in dribs and drabs, usually 1 or 2 at a time maximum, though. It's never normally 5. And they're never normally
Okay.
vampires, to be honest.
Just
Okay. Well, we will trust him based on the lady's choice.
lead the way.
And she leads you through the tunnels. She tells you her name is Ria, by the way. I appreciate you didn't ask and I didn't tell, but that's her name. It's Ria.
Like the bird?
REA.
Or like Ripley.
Like Chris.
I was thinking Chris.
Yeah, like Chris, but with a first name. She's going to take you in a direction, and we're going to go through the tunnels. It's going to take a while. She leads you through tunnel after tunnel. It's been about an hour and a half. Outside, the sun's going to come up soon. It's not much further. It's just through here.
Okay.
What is this place?
Where have you ended up?
It's very deep in the underground. You've come like through some tunnels that there've been ivy and other plant life thriving inside. You've seen lots and lots of electrical cabling hanging from the walls and ceiling. You can sometimes hear the drip of water. Sometimes you can smell. There's clearly been some animals that have died. There's rats everywhere. You're occasionally having to dodge around them. They're running away from you. Not a
So
lovely
it
sight.
sounds like we are probably near or underneath the river.
It's low down and it's damp. It's essentially where we are at. Quite hard to tell where you are. Like in terms of like the London map at this point, because you've sort of double backed and turned so many times.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere around that looks like it could accommodate sleeping or staying overnight?
There's you start to hear the rumble in the distance of like the trains because the London Underground has started running. There's nothing moving down here apart from you and the various rats and things. You could probably find a place around here safely enough. Like maybe on the platform ledge, you could just bunk down.
Do we need to kip if it's dark?
Okay, you have a couple of options. Once the sun comes up, you can spend willpower to try and stay awake, but at some point you'll burn through your willpower.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think any of you have any powers that would...
I mean,
Sorry, someone got me coming through a speaker. I
thing
can't hear
is-
myself coming back. It's a bit weird. Thank you.
is it me? Is it me?
Not sure. But it's stopped now.
Okay. If she's also a vampire, then she's just gonna do a collapse at the same time, unless she's going to spend through willpower to do anything to us. So it's not like we're going to be in any danger.
Not from her.
With her.
So let's point out to her the time then and see what her plan is, where she plans on going.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's not much further. We'll just keep going just now. It'll be fine.
And I've still got Sense the Unseen on. Nothing's come up whilst I've been
Nothing
walking
weird's
through.
happening, but anyone who wants to can roll me intelligence awareness at difficulty 3. And in case you wonder why I keep looking down, that's where I've got roll 20 right now. Floss got 4. Tommy's got 3. Anyone else still to come? 4 is enough to do it, so... Dr. Henry. Okay. All of you who have rolled, so that's Dr. Henry, Tommy, and Alice.
Difficulty 3.
Difficulty 3. Do you want to still do it, Tony? I'll wait and tell you.
Trying to. Sorry.
You got a 2. You're not sure, but that's what... Oh, you got a bestial failure. I can't really do a lot with that just now, but I'm going to come back to that.
Okay, you're brilliant.
This is the thing, like, you roll 4 dice and 2 of them are hunger. Imagine if you're rolling, like, 5 hunger. That's... Well, you'd be having other problems at 5 hunger. Anyway. Everyone else who checked, you recognise some of these features. You think you've walked past the same place a few times.
Is this deja vu?
What do you
Or
mean?
have we actually been here before? This looks familiar.
This is just the way. This is how we get there.
By going round and round in circles.
Are you accusing me of being a liar?
No, I'm just asking why we're going round in circles to get somewhere.
Sorry, what did you say, Lady Catherine? I disconnect.
Could I...
No, that's fine. It was the I was wondering whether I wasn't seeing the thing coming up on the screen saying that you were talking, and I can hear you. That means that no one on the stream can hear you. Give me a sec, and I'll reattach you. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves whilst I do this backstage malarkey.
That's no problem.
Who out of us has got intimidation? I think we should, or some kind of way of making sure she is taking us the right way.
I have 0.
I have some intimidation.
I've got streetwise and intelligence, but I don't think that's going to do anything.
Yeah.
Still have compel or daunt and entrancement.
But compel will be against her abilities. We don't know how powerful she is.
I'm just thinking maybe if we just
Doesn't
point
know how
out.
powerful I am. Sorry.
I like your moxie.
I don't normally have it. Enjoy it while I have it.
I definitely do have stats for Rhea somewhere. Yeah, there we go. I do have stats for Rhea.
Who
just
does
gonna
have
ask
good
her.
intimidation?
Not me.
I've got no intimidation, but I do have a lot of intelligence and streetwise. I'm just going to point out to her that a lot of these look the same. It seems like we're going around in circles. Either you don't know the way it would take us, or you're deliberately misleading us.
Oh, I know the way. This is just the way to get to Mr. DeWord.
So I'm going to look around to see if there's any kind of marking around that I can use to prove that it looks familiar.
Does anyone have breadcrumbs?
You don't have any use for bread.
I took a whiz over there earlier, and it's still there.
Okay, do we need to talk about how if you don't eat anything, you're not peeing?
I mean, if we're drinking blood,
It doesn't. Not an
Doesn't
issue.
do anything like
It's all absorbed for other purposes, like
I slept for
giving you
70
your
years.
powers.
Any kind of markings around? Any kind of thing on the wall? Like
Yeah, there's some like
unique
numbers on the
identifier?
wall to mark like different electrical boxes.
So I point out to her that the electrical box has the same number on as we've seen previously.
It's probably just the same circuit or something.
I don't think that's how that works.
No, I think you're lying.
That's not how the circuit boxes work. They are a unique identifier to allow them to be serviced. Each one will be on a span, and that span will have several different junction boxes along it, which will all be a similar reference, but not the same.
Alice, can you please give me a wits awareness difficulty 5?
I was going to say, wow, Dr. Henry, you sure know a lot about modern
Yeah,
technology.
considering you've only been awake for a
considering we've
week.
been in Cornwall.
Oh, I've got a brother who works for an electricity company.
I mean, electricity was around when we went
yeah.
into talk. So yeah, that's not changed that much.
Uh-oh.
Oops.
Do you want to spend a willpower on that? Oh, it's a bit of
Yeah.
a failure.
Oh, look.
Oh, okay. You can see that she's got a necklace around her neck. It's got a little key on it. And she's got a ring. And you want both of those. You're going to take them.
Okay.
Dang, Alice.
I'm having them then.
How you do that is up to you. Do you want to like physically attack her and try and grab them?
I can compel her to hand them over.
Yeah, but it's not you that wants them, it's Alice.
But I can I not compel her to hand them to me and then I hand them to Alice?
Do you know that Alice wants them?
Alice's beast. Yeah, it's the
Lady Catherine, can you see that ring and that key around her neck? I want them.
Yeah, can.
I want them.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
so polite.
Can you get me them, please?
I think I can do that for you.
You're going to try and compel.
I'm going to try. Try is the key word.
Yep. Can you please roll charisma and dominate? What have you got in dominate? 1. So roll me 4 dice, if that's an easier way of doing it.
How many?
Top in the top left corner of your sheet, there should be an option to make a new roll. You don't have to give it a name. You can just go into the part where you say.
What if I have physical dice? Would that be easier?
Have you got 4 d10s? 5 d10s? What's your charisma? 3. Yeah, 4 d10s.
4
And tell me how
D10s.
many of them are more than 6.
What does the D10 look like?
Like a little diamond.
It's got 10 numbers on it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Like a little diamond, unless you've got a stretched one that looks a bit like one of those but stretched. What can I say?
Okay, so 5 of those, yeah?
Yep. 4 of those.
4 of those. 3. 9.
1 success.
0. 7.
2 successes. Okay, I'm going to roll her intelligence and resolve, which is...
Enjoy
Is
that.
0 not a 10?
Oh, yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
So you got 2 successes. 3 successes?
3.
This number is important because you're rolling against me. You're not rolling for a certain...
If my success will be a 9, a 7, and a 10 then.
Yep, so you got 3. Remember the 3 because I'm likely to forget it in a moment when I try and do the... It can't be that and that. Intelligence and resolve. Okay. Okay, you get to give her one word command that she's going to take 1 turn to do.
A 1-word command.
Yep. That's how compel works. A single action command. Sorry, not a 1-word command. A single action.
Okay, I was going to say, I was like, how do I condense a sentence into 1 word? Give.
There's another one
No.
that's a word command. There's cloud memory is a forget command. So.
Could you not compel her to listen to Alice and do as Alice says?
Is that something we can do, oh mighty DM?
You can try it. And it's ST in this game because there isn't a dungeon.
Okay.
Although this kind of is getting close.
Rhea, I need you to listen to Alice's commands and do as she says.
She's listening.
Take it away, Alice.
Rhea, I really want you to give me that ring right now, please, and also the key around your neck.
And she takes off her ring, hands it to you. She unfastens the necklace and gives you it. The necklace is a small golden key. The ring, you recognise that ring. You've got one very like it in your pocket.
Ah, is that my I forgot what it's called. I'm blank.
The one that the spy dropped.
Yes. Interesting.
Could I do an occult intelligence? See if I can turn out.
Sure.
I believe it may be some kind of a community ring, a signal of you belonging to that community type thing.
Yeah, you can give me a roll and I'll figure out how much detail you get based on the number of successes you get.
Okay, so occult intelligence.
Wow.
Okay, it's definitely a ring. There's no doubt about that.
This is what happened last time.
Alice, just to go over, you checked this over before. You reckoned it was definitely some kind of a ring connected to a ward on a physical location.
That's correct, yes, a ward.
Yeah, it had blood magic on it. Now, you don't know for sure if this other one's exactly the same, but it looks the same.
But they look the same, but they're not like the same sort of ward.
You haven't checked yet. If you want to check, you can do a roll as well.
What am I rolling?
Let's say intelligence occult.
That's where we're going around in circles.
I can do that. What difficulty?
Oh, it's going to be however many successes you get is how much information you find out. That's a 2. It's a ring and it looks really similar. And it's definitely got a ward, but you can't tell for sure. Just with that number of successes.
I'm assuming I can't just roll again.
I mean, you could, but right now Ria's going, oh, wait, sorry, can I have my necklace and my ring back, please?
Alice, you should tell Rhea that she
No.
needs to let you keep it.
You need to let me keep this necklace and ring.
Okay, she's not under compel anymore, so she's going to attack you.
Well, I'm going to cloud her memory.
Okay, hang on. How is this happening? She's about to attack Alice. You don't know this yet. I'm just going to do the roll. Alice, would you dodge out of the way if she tried to jump into you? Do you reckon?
I would, yes.
Then can you please roll me dexterity and athletics to dodge, and I'm going to roll strength and he hasn't got a weapon. Melee.
It's kicking off.
It is. There's only one of her, but she's wiry.
Feisty.
2 and 2. So this is going to be about the difference. You got a 3. I only got 1 success. So she goes to try and grab you, and you've moved successfully out of the way. She had tried to grapple you, Alice. Does anyone else want to do anything?
I'm going to go against my normal instincts, and I'm going to try and use, if possible, something like along the lines of composure or charisma along streetwise to point out to her that there's 5 of us. She can't win this fight. We're on her side. Try and calm her, try and make sure that this stops, and then we can give Alice a chance to use cloud memory.
Look, you can come with me, or you can try and find the place by himself, and then let me double check. Or you can try and find Mr. Word by yourself, and then the sun rises and you all fall asleep.
Balls.
Damn it.
You all wake on the stone floor. Everyone roll a rouse check, because this is how we do. If you've got willpower, you can restore it to full, whatever it would be normally.
I have willpower. I would like to take my hunger back down to 1.
No, you can't use willpower and hunger. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought that's what you were saying.
No. If you've used any willpower, if you spent some willpower, it goes back up because you've slept.
Oh, is willpower purged? I've been holding it back, thinking it
For
was
you, it
worn off.
is right now. Yeah. So willpower is a spendable resource that restores overnight. And oh goodness,
Like, so willpower may be a good time right now.
you can't willpower your way out of a hunger.
Bummer.
I got a bestial failure earlier. What was my
I couldn't think of a good way to do that, so there's something coming later.
Oh great.
So are we on the same location as when we fell
Yeah, you're in the
asleep?
same location, but we've got some hunger problems to deal with because Alice is now on 4 hunger, and you are having trouble thinking of anything else. You can hear a voice in your head. I have a note of who that voice should be, but give me a second. Yeah, I think so. Dr. Henry's now up at 3. Boss Alice is up at 4. You can hear a voice in your head going, "Eat her, just bite her." She's all by herself. You could just take her right now. Ria's wakened as well. I should do a rouse check for Ria. Oh, she's okay.
In case she's hungry and wants to eat any of us.
She did say she's been surviving on rats.
Look, you can come with me, or I'll just leave you here.
Can
So,
you explain why the route is the way it has to be? Because it looks like you're just leading us into a trap, or to nowhere.
It's not that we don't believe you. It's just that, understandably, we have trust issues.
I think we might need some backstory for that.
2 and
Someone tried to blow us up the other day.
Valid.
she not got athletics. That's. Well,
We
they'll
want
do.
to trust you. We just need to know that we can.
Tommy, can you roll Dex Athletics to jump out of the way of her attack?
Okay.
Oh well, so that went well, didn't?
She rolled quite well that time, so we'll see how this goes.
Uh-oh.
But also, Tommy's
Nope.
strong. Oh yeah, she didn't roll enough for that. It's a messy critical though, so what happens is that, let's see, your beast takes control of what you're doing, and you're going to succeed, but you're going to do something wild with it. What do you think would be appropriate, Tommy? So she's jumping at you. You managed to jump out the way, but your beast is in control at this point.
So, as she's jumping at me and I jump out the way, can I kind of try and throw her against the wall or push her?
You can
away?
absolutely do that. Give me a quick strength and brawl.
Right.
Would that by any chance knock her unconscious so and I can get a little feed?
Unlikely for a vampire.
Can we feed on each other?
Yep.
Can I offer Alice some of me?
Oh,
In the least kinky way possible.
You can, but what will happen is for every hunger that Alice gains, you'll go down that much, or up that much.
Okay, I ain't got that much.
And also, if you do this enough, there's a chance of a blood bond.
I think Kat is alright, I don't mind that. She's been pretty alright so far.
Okay.
I don't know. She could just steal someone's ring and necklace.
Okay.
And I helped her.
You did a strings brawl. You got 4. She got 2. You've successfully injured her a little bit, but now she's coming round, and she's like trying to figure out who to jump for. I'm trying to figure out who's nearest right now. I think it might be Alice again, because she sees Alice as being the source of her issues right now, and she has. Oh, why is this all on a separate page? This is unhelpful. Yeah, this is more interesting. She's going to jump, and she's going to be up in the ceiling. And while you're looking for where she is, she's going to use obfuscate, and you can't see her right now.
ooh, clever little bitch.
Does that work? Will that even work against my sense the unseen?
Oh no.
Yes.
Okay, hang on. Sentient unseen. Very quickly. Where is my card for that? Because I had all these written to try and be clever. There's a opposed roll for sense the unseen that we're going to have to do.
And if that fails, I've also got heightened senses to listen
You
to the heartbeat.
do. Right, sense the unseen is going to be. Can you roll, please, your wits plus your auspex, which would be. It may not work on this sheet on roll 20, so that's going to be 2 plus. Alright, so roll 5 dice. And I'm going to roll her. She's trying to hide, so it's going to be wits plus obfuscate. Yeah, that's what your auspex is, but you have to just roll 5 dice. You go to the top left hand corner, there should be a little button you can press that lets you create a roll. Okay, I just need to see what her. Where's your obfuscate? And wits is. Another 4 dice pool. Yeah, you've won. Okay, you can see her up on the roof. She's crawling away fast. Like along the edge of one of the.
Who's got a gun? Who's going to shoot her?
Is she crawling the way we came, or is
She's
she
crawling away from where you were.
So is it we can we could insinuate she's crawling towards where we want to go.
Maybe.
We could chase her. I have a gun to shoot her if necessary, but we can chase her for now. I would rather not hurt her, because that is going to completely obliterate any trust.
Okay, let's chase her. Let's follow
Yeah, I
her.
mean, she thinks that we can't see her, but we can, so we can follow along.
You want to
Lead
try and
the
be
way, Dr.
stealthy as
Henry.
you follow her?
Well,
I have no stealth.
Yeah, I could be stealthy.
I think, personally, I'm not likely to be running.
Okay.
So it's more going to be following the way that I believe she went. So if to be running, you're looking more at maybe Tommy and Tony?
I'm not going to make you
Yeah.
roll for this because it would be so absurdly easy for, like, given that you can see her already, that
Yeah.
it's not going to be worth a roll. So she turns down the corridor, turns right through a doorway, like an open and closed door, like a kind of technical room in there, and she vanishes inside.
I think we should follow with Tommy going through the door first.
Tommy, you open this old metal door. It looks like it has been opened recently. You saw it opened recently, but it's a very old door and it creaks. It's rusted. It smells of iron, which reminds you a little bit of blood and a little bit of some of the smells you had during the war.
okay. But when I'm opening the door, I'm not just opening it like so I'm standing in front. So I'm opening it
Like, and staying back a little bit and kind of.
and then go back behind the door as I open it.
So you're not Aragorning the door.
That's a new verb. I like that. Okay. Coming inside this room, it's a much smaller space. It's a tunnel space that leads through to another tunnel on the opposite. Like, it takes you through a wall into another tunnel. As you're entering, you see that door slamming shut.
Okay.
This whole area is lower. It's narrower. It's not meant for trains. It's meant for like people to walk through to get past. There's some old bits of newspaper and stuff around, but it's pretty nondescript. It smells of mold and old air.
Okay. I will go to the door and open it again.
Hey, as you open that door, what's everyone else doing? Have they followed Tommy inside?
Following.
I followed.
I am followed, but I'm covering my nose.
I followed it slowly. I'm just looking around to try and see if there's any kind of indicators of anything unusual in these tunnels as we're going through.
Nothing that seems weird. You're not seeing any weird markings again. So, like, as you were coming down, you did see like red chalk marks
Those
with
two
occult
weird
symbols. You
marks,
haven't
yeah.
seen them
Yeah.
since.
I'm
You
also
also
looking
might-
for any potential items which could have been dropped or anything like that on the floor. So I'm just
Very
taking my
sensible.
time slowly.
You also might want to look up the roof just in case.
Or my sense the unseen.
Yes.
Okay, Tony, as you're passing through this room, you feel a couple of rats brush against your ankles and run away. And then there's a couple more. And then you can see, like, if you look behind you, there's a few, like, coming down the wall, pouring into the room. And they don't stop. If anything, there's just more and more and more of them. And soon the floor is positively alive with rats. They're all scampering for the opposite end of the door as well, but you can feel some of them are biting at your ankles, and now it's not just Tony anymore, it's everyone who's here.
I want to feed.
I'm going to grab some rats.
I'm going to grab some rats and I'm going to feed.
Okay, now, Alice, just to double check, you have both the rings, but you're not wearing either of them.
That is correct.
Okay, you're going to grab a rat, pick it up. You would bite into it like you would do an arm. There's blood. You drink it, but you don't feel any benefit from it whatsoever.
Not real rats.
I think you might need to put that ring on, Alice.
Fair.
You can try a second one if you want.
Yeah.
The exact same thing happens. You're doing the thing, you're drinking the blood, but your hunger feels unaffected. You can still hear that voice just going, anyone, I'll just eat whatever I can get.
Okay, so should I put the rings on?
Entirely your
Yes.
Put the
think you
rings
should.
on and see if it has any effect.
Just one or both of them?
Well, go for it. Stick them both on.
Okay.
Or give it the other one to someone else.
With both rings on, you grab a third rat, you start eating, and you get a little bit of benefit from that. You can feel like the beginnings of something. You'll probably need to eat another 6 to get like 1 hunger from it.
Well, that's what I'll do then.
But you chow down on as many rats as you can grab, and you can take your hunger down by 1. If you want to try and, sorry, just to say, if you want to try and get 4 hunger down to like 1 or 2, it's going to take a lot of rats. And a lot of time.
So these rats seem unusual. I'm a doctor. I'm a surgeon. I started with rats as a child.
You did. Very healthy way to start.
You take what you can get. And we didn't have a rabbit at the time. You got medicine and intelligence. Mm-hmm. Can I examine one of these rats quickly just to see what's unusual about them?
This is a very good question, and it's something that comes up later, so I'm just double checking the notes. And rather than medical, have you got animal kin? Maybe top of the second list.
It's 0. I'm not trying to make friends with it.
I get that. It's just about whether you recognise, because like you're an expert in human anatomy, less so in rats, and I want to double check how. Yeah, okay. Try roll the medical and intelligence, and we'll see how that goes.
I think we get away with it on rats, maybe not other animals, rats, because I did start with them.
I think I'll give you an
They
appropriate.
were my specialty.
You got 5 successes. What you see is that some of the rats have got little bite marks in them already. Like the kind that you get from fangs, not from other rats.
Okay.
So they've already been fed from.
Have they been ghouled?
Gold rats, I was going to say.
Imagine.
I am imagining. That's why I'm asking.
I don't
know how we could tell
now.
that.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
Has anyone got animal kin enough to try?
I don't have any.
I've got 2.
I don't think I have any.
Well, if you want to try,
Have one.
I'd say try it.
What am I rolling?
be animal kin and intelligence at difficulty 3. And anyone who's got animal kin and wants to try it can do it. Like, obviously, if you haven't got 3 dice enough, then it's going to... Okay, Floss has got a fair idea going on here. Alice, this is what you think is happening. Someone is keeping these rats to feed on, specifically. So they're not killing the rats. The 3 that you've fed from, they're all dead. But someone's taking a little bit from lots of rats and keeping them alive.
Do we think this is Rhea?
You don't know at this point. I mean, you know that there's other vampires down here. You've met 3 of them, with a hint of there being a 4th. But
I mean, this could also be Richard the Word.
It's a lot of rats for one person to have done. Could be several people.
No, well, yeah, but they're taking a small amount of blood from each one, and that's not a lot of blood, so they're feeding from a lot of rats.
Yeah, it'd take a lot of rats to get one hunger down if you're just feeding a little bit at a time.
it would.
For me, I'm going to retain this knowledge, but I've lost interest.
You still have the slight problem that there's tons and tons of rats passing through this building. Some of them are through this room. Sorry, like so. Some are gnawing on your leg a little bit as they go past. Some of them are holding on and like climbing up your clothing. They're sinking teeth into the skin. They're scratching and screaming and gnawing.
Is there a risk of them feeding from us and turning into vampire rats?
No.
No.
All right.
Does anyone still have a grenade?
The door
I have a grenade.
And a grenade would certainly get rid of some and scare the rest.
That's just so excessive.
Right, the door that I'm at, is that open?
It's not at the moment.
Can
Do you
I
want to open it?
Yes.
The rats pour out of the door ahead of you. They don't seem to have any ill effect as they pass on and out into the larger tunnel again.
I feel like I need a recording of that in the background. That's just so excessive. Like that's just me.
Happy to record it for you.
Oh, you content creators. Out in the tunnel, you seem to have lost the trail of Rhea, but you can see a new tunnel, and the rats were heading up in the same direction. Like, so you've been coming along, you've gone through a tunnel, you're going to continue along.
Follow those rats.
Hey, give me a second.
Like the reverse of the Pied Piper of Hamelin.
As you pass through the tunnels, you see another sort of area where there's a small room with like some lockers and some tall maintenance stuff. There's some tables. It looks like an area where people who have been working there are sort of gathered at some point. Maybe where they kept their stuff while they were working.
Does it look like there's been recent activity? Or is it...
Anyone who wants to can give me an intelligence occult test at difficulty 5.
Nope.
A what?
Sorry, I rushed that a little bit. An intelligence and occult test.
I'll do that.
5. Did you take your hunger down by 1, Alice?
Yes.
Right, just to make sure you're not rolling hunger dice, you don't need to be rolling. That's 3. Anyone else want to try it before we...
I did above. I got 5 out of 5.
Oh, you got 5. That's a messy critical, though. So you still do it, but... This table's... they've got some tools on there, they've got some other stuff in there. You push it all off, scrape the dust back. Underneath, there's red chalk, and there's outlines of symbols. It's almost certainly... some kind of occult thing that's been happening here. There's a dented chalice with blood stains in the rim.
So I've obviously got some knowledge of occult. Would I recognise this as some kind of ritual, or
It's not a ritual that you recognise, but the blood looks different from vampire vitae. It's not thick and dark like yours is.
would it look similar or similar to the rats?
It's not similar to rats, and it's not similar to humans either. It's like a kind of midpoint.
Perhaps a werewolf. Do I recognise any of the symbols?
You do not, because this is not your kind of occult. This is a different kind of occult that you don't know about yet.
Is this my doings?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Not your kind of thing either. With 3 successes out of that 5, the one thing you can get is like, I do not know what this says. These are not symbols I even think I've seen before.
But I've still got sentiency and heightened senses. I'm just going to make sure there's no one around apart from us that we know. You know.
There's no one around that you can see at the moment.
So,
You hear a noise from the opposite end of the corridor, though. Because you're looking, I'm going to give you this. Here's a noise from the opposite end of the corridor, and there's 2 people down there. You can only sort of half see them in the darkness.
Okay.
It's only Henry that can see them at this point as well, because they're not obfuscated, but they're... actually, you've got heightened senses on, Tommy, haven't you? Someone has heightened senses on?
I have Sense the Beast, but that's
Sense the Beast. Okay. You're not getting a lot of beasts from these guys.
Oh, I'm just going to let everybody know there are people coming from down that way.
They're not coming. They're staying where they are.
Are they looking at us, I take it?
Yeah, they look... If you want to get closer, I can tell you more stuff, but from this distance, you can't really tell.
Yeah, I'm going to go up, have a nosy.
Okay, it's 2 men, well, male figures. They look kind of half-starved.
Have you got a pen and paper?
Do we look like
This
we've
is me
got a pen
asking
and
them.
paper? I haven't got anything. Have you got anything we can eat at all? Do you know the way out?
How long have you been here?
Days.
So when you say that I couldn't sense much, is that I can sense there's nothing, or they're like starved ghouls?
Okay, just taking a pause here for a lore dump. I think none of you will have known about the Thin Bloods before you went into torpor. I'm not sure, in the scheme of things, where Thin Blood came into vampire lore, but I think you won't know about them. So the more generations you go down from the original vampires, like the elders, the more diluted the blood gets. And there comes a point where there's not very much vampire stuff in the blood at all. And what you end up with is thin bloods or duskborns, and that's what these guys are.
So they're like the Mongols.
They've got some vampire skills. They've got some skills that are completely separate from ones that you'd recognise, but a lot of the Camarilla wouldn't recognise these as proper vampires at all. Some of them can even go out in daylight, but this is like stuff you might not know. I'm just giving you background lore. So these two guys here, they're thin bloods, or some people call them duskborn.
Do I take this in with Dr. Henry, or do I just...
I think you're getting a sense of, like, Tommy's getting a hint of it from not getting a full beast from these people. Like, they are setting off so many indicators that they are vampires, but they're not fully vampires to him.
Yeah.
So what food do you want?
Blood, same as you. You're vampires, right? Why else would you be here?
Why are you here in this position?
Please,
up?
we just need to eat and we'll get out of your way. We don't want to cause any trouble.
I mean, if you want to eat, you're better off answering our questions quickly, aren't you?
Did you say they were chained up?
No, they're not chained up. They're just stuck. They're just weak.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, ignore me.
I mean, in terms of that chalice, is that take it all dried blood?
Yeah, there was dried blood on the chalice.
Yeah, no good then.
I'm thinking if they're weak, can I use my taste for blood and discover what traits they've got?
Oh. I was unprepared for that, but yeah, you absolutely can. It's just going to be... I have to do a little bit of stuff. But if you want to try for that, you can try that.
I want to try that.
Give me a second to get some... And again, this is stuff your characters may not know, but like Thin Bloods have their own version of alchemy, which is completely separate from the Tremere version of alchemy. Just want some Thin Blood stats, please. Okay, this is a confusing thing for you, Alice, because they don't seem to have any intrinsic different disciplines. So you can tell one, you're getting the sense that they're Thin Bloods, and you get a sense of what a Thin Blood is. But they haven't got any like specific skills or abilities apart from like their basic attributes and skills. They haven't got disciplines. Their disciplines will vary entirely with who they've drank from most recently. Drunk from? Yep.
Okay.
I feel like we want to find out who they are and why they're out here on their own.
Oh,
hungry.
I'm Janus and that's Matthias. Matthias. I apologise. That's me reading it wrong, not them saying it wrong.
Oh, what are you doing down here?
We came down looking for the group, the friend group. You know that no one likes us up there anyway. People like you don't like us.
So,
Bold of you to assume what I do and don't like.
Every other vampire we've met who wasn't a Thin Blood hated Thin Bloods. It's easy to make that kind of assumption when everyone treats you like shit.
What's a Thin Blood?
Well, we are. When you have lots of vampires and they make vampires and then they make vampires and then they make vampires, we're what's left at the bottom of the cup.
I can see why people don't like you.
Well, when everything in the world treats you like a nail, it's very easy to feel like the whole world's a hammer.
So there is rats next door to here. Why are you not looking for food yourself. Why are you waiting?
We tried
food to
that,
come
and
to you.
we didn't make us any less hungry.
Alice,
Yes, my dear.
do you think you could give them a ring each to see if they can feed?
Or at least one ring.
I will let them wear a ring one at a time to try.
Let's see if it works.
They're quite weak, but they try and catch a couple of rats. I'm just going to speed through this a little bit.
Can we help them catch rats?
You can if you want.
I would like to help.
Okay, I'm not going to make you roll for that, but because you're helping, I'm going to give them an extra die in the roll that I'm doing. So I'll just add the 5th. Okay, they've caught like 5 or 6 rats. You've given the ring to one of them, Alice. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
With the ring on, they feed from one of them. Janice feeds from one of the rats, and you can see almost immediately he starts to look better in himself. He's a bit more upright. He's a bit less kind of grey looking. Matthias, you've got to try this. You've got to try this. And he hands the ring over, and Matthias feeds from a couple of rats as well, and they're getting some benefit from this. They feel like they've got a bit of energy happening. They don't look like they're about to collapse into a pile of ash.
So I think it's safe to say that these rings are required down here for surviving.
How would you make an object like this?
Thank you so much. Can we go? Is that okay? Can we leave?
Once you give my ring back.
Oh, of course. And then he takes the ring off and gives it to you. How did you get in here? What's the best way out of here? Please?
We'll tell you that after you tell us the way in deeper to meet Richard.
Oh, I think it's down here. That's where we came from. Further down this tunnel here. And they point in the direction that you had been walking.
And do you know anything about these symbols here?
Oh, the people who were here before, like some of our friends were here before, they have gone. They were doing some kind of magic or something. I don't know what this is.
Yeah. Friends being other thin bloods?
Maybe.
Or part of this group?
Yeah, our friends, that we're all thin bloods. No one else will mix with us, like I said.
And where would they have gone to now?
Well, they were trying to get out, so either they've got out or they're had final death. Maybe they're in Torp or somewhere.
What ritual were they doing?
I don't know. They were trying to conjure like something they could eat, because eating from the rats wasn't working for us.
What did they use for it then? Because it was done with blood that wasn't from the rats.
No, it would have been their own blood. That's how it works.
Ah.
How long have you been down here?
I don't even remember. Weeks, I think. I think it was last week we were invited to join. And Gina says, yeah, it was like a week ago.
So what happened when you came down here? I'm assuming you followed instructions looking for this group. Did you find the group?
Yeah, and we met a couple of people and they said which way to go, and we went down there and we couldn't see anyone. There was like a big room, but there wasn't anyone else there at the time. And then we were just really, really hungry and we couldn't find our way back out again, and we were too weak to move around much.
Did you meet Rhea?
Who?
A bit like Chris Rhea, but for her first name.
Oh, no, don't think so. There's all kinds of people stalking around. One of our friends said they saw a hunter the other week. Like when we first went down here, there was a hunter.
Where?
I don't know, somewhere else in the tunnels. They've probably gone by now. It was days ago. And the humans go,
why there was no one else here?
oh, maybe. You think the hunters killed everyone?
I wouldn't put it past them.
No, you're still here.
It's 2012. Anything could happen.
I mean, I'm thinking I'm on free hunger. No, we're good.
They're not going to have enough in them to sate you.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's a bit mean. They've just fed to feed off them.
They're at like 4-ish now.
I feel like there's meant to be some kind of use for them, but at the same time, they feel useless.
I think their use is probably pointing us in this direction.
Where to go yet?
I think we should just let them go, and we should just carry on in the direction that we were going.
Okay, just to emphasize, Alice, you've got your ring back. Everyone roll a rouse check.
Yeah.
Another one.
Another? Yeah, I was going to say, what? Why are we doing another?
Because stuff
Alice,
going down here.
Or your ring.
Oh, no.
Because
Oh, cool.
just like to run.
Alice, I really need to borrow your ring, please.
Great.
So, Alice is at 4, Tommy's at 3.
I'm not. I'm at 3.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Lady Catherine's at 4, Alice is at 3, Tommy's at 3.
I'm at 3.
Yep. Oh, we hungry group.
Yeah, and Alice.
Yeah, I failed my rouse check. I'm at 3.
Mm-hmm.
Alice, are you wearing the ring at the moment? Or are you just still
I
not
am.
wearing them?
I'm
Last I
wearing
heard,
my
Alice was
rings.
wearing both rings.
Yeah, good.
Alice, do you think I could perhaps wear one of your rings for a little bit, just so I can not be losing my mind?
And same for myself as well.
You both want to wear a ring each.
Temporarily, so I can feed. Yes.
You have my word, you will have it back immediately. I don't like the style, it's not my taste.
Okay.
Thank you, my darling. I shall return briefly.
Yep, I'm going to go off hunt some rats.
Yeah, it's going to take you a little while, but I'll let you... How much hunger do you want to reduce with rats?
I would like 2, if possible.
Okay, it's going to be
What?
about 20 rats.
Whilst they're doing that, I'm going to be looking around this room for any kind of signs of more rings, any kind of items
Hair in
like
my mouth.
from the ritual which could be useful to us,
Okay,
and a way of hopefully documenting the symbols.
Dr. Henry, I
So-
will come back to that. The people who are rat hunting, I feel like we could leave this up to chance a little bit. No, that's unfair. Because if you fail, you'll just keep trying, right? So it's going to take you about an hour, but you will be able to find and drink from 20 rats. There will be a small pile of rat corpses.
I was only taking 1 point.
You only take you 1 point. Okay, so you only need
Yeah.
to take 10. You'll be finished long before Lady Catherine then.
Yep.
But you can put your hunger down to... So Lady Catherine, lower yours by 2. So you're back at 2 hunger. Tommy, you're down to
2.
2.
Obviously, there's a finite number of rats.
On the underground?
Are they going to
There's-
in this area? That's going to of
in
the
this area, yeah.
affected ones.
Well, you just had thousands of them go past you in a horde.
Okay.
Might have been a demonstration that there's lots.
I will return and give Alice back her ring.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Alice. That was deeply unpleasant, but necessary.
And are we saying all of the thousands of them are all the same where you have to
I was
use
going to
the ring?
say, I was going to. Can I have once Tommy was finished, but whilst Lady Catherine was still going, could I just have numbed some rats, please, just to take my hunger down for 1? I'm disgusted by this.
I'll allow it. And of course, yeah, if you're going to get the negative effect of not eating with your preferred way, but it's better than being at 5 hunger.
Yeah, well, I'm at
They haven't got a bag on them.
right now. So
Yeah, just like squeeze the rats into a bag for Tony.
Yeah.
yeah,
No one's got a bag.
I can close my eyes and pretend. Don't
Yeah,
remember
it's
the right size.
It's a delicious blood Capri Sun that you've got. That's what it is. Isn't it?
Yeah, just close my eyes and pretend.
Could the chalice be considered a bag?
It's not. It's very much a chalice. Dr. Henry, you wanted to find a way of documenting these. I'm going to say you can find some scraps of newspaper. How you write, I'm not sure. I think Dr. Henry's the kind of person who's probably got a pen on him.
I
What do you
would do, but
reckon?
have we still got phones and have they got cameras? I can't remember if they had
Oh, you know
cameras
what?
on.
You do have phones. I think you got them back before you
Yeah,
left
they
the...
cameras on them, didn't we? Because we
Yeah,
had
you
to take
did.
Take
photos.
pictures of the
They were.
yeah, so I'm going to take pictures of them, of
Very
the
sensible.
symbols.
I forgot you had cameras.
So did I.
Obviously, there's no phone signal down here, so you're not getting any messages or anything.
There goes my next idea. Okay, I feel like for me, we need to just press on and get down to this room. We need,
Yep.
everyone's at a reasonable level of
Also-
hunger, like 3 or so. It's not going to kill us instantly.
After a while, and this has taken a bit of time to get here, you find yourself in the deepest part of the London Underground. Ahead, there's a large room covered by metal walls, with a large sort of vault door with a robust iron handle. There's a sign above it that says Bunker 788.
Have we heard this before anywhere?
It's a very old subterranean tunnel. You might remember, and I think Tommy might remember, Dr. Henry, I'm not sure if you were paying attention to this kind of thing then, but during the various world wars, and particularly the Second World War, the underground was often used as like bunkers and deep level shelters.
Was this on the poster anywhere?
It wasn't on the poster.
Or is it locked?
You want to try it?
Tommy, old pal. You've been working out lately. Those muscles look ready to open the door.
Since there is magical activity going around here, thermological activity, can you maybe want to have a look at the door first?
I can investigate the door, yeah, with the occult.
See if there's any.
The
Yes.
occult. Not sure how much of it's going to be the occult I'm aware of, but we'll try.
There is nothing about this door that you can tell that is unusual. It's just a standard metal vault door type thing.
And any sign of any symbols or anything around?
Nope, not on it at all.
I'll attempt to open it then.
Okay, the handle takes a bit of turning, and it does take a bit of strength to do. And because you already have, just going to double check this before I say something completely wrong. You've already got 4 strength, so I think it would only be like a 2 difficulty, so I'm not going to make you roll for it. Because it would just be embarrassing if you failed it. And we'd be stuck outside this room. So you open the door. It creaks. This door has not been opened for a while. And there's rust, and there's a smell of metal. And as you open the door, you get a smell that you haven't smelt for a long time. And Tommy alone, you get a little bit of memory at this point.
Okay.
You are going to die. You don't know when, but it's inevitable. They've moved you into what they call the quiet ward. And there's patients in here that have got little strength for screaming. Resignation's hanging heavy in the very air. There's even a shadow at your bedside that you can only assume has to be Death himself. He's just sat in silence with you for 3 nights now, and only tonight does he speak. He tells you that he can spare you as long as you fight for him. You wonder what else you might do for eternity, and it seems fitting that this war will never end. So you say yes, and hope once more that you will be fighting for the right side. And that's just because the inside of the rooms, it reminded you of the inside of that quiet room in the hospital.
Okay.
And now I have to cross that out or I'll forget it. For everyone else, as you step into this door, it's like being transported backwards in time. There's tiling on the walls, but it's aging and it's like there's fading paint on them. Even in the very design of them, the paint's fading. You don't have to breathe, but there's a change in the air. It's like decades old, still air, like a thick blanket. It kind of clings to your skin and sticks to your eyes. And it reeks of rat feces. There's mildew from the abandoned seats and upholstery.
Sure.
And the smell of rotten flesh.
On the route from where we were to where we are now,
Yep.
we just went straight on. There was no other doors, no other way to go.
And there was a couple of doors, but a couple of ones that you tried were locked. I'd have told you if any of them had been openable on the way past, but it's just been 2 straight tunnels. You passed from one to the other and carried on, and you've reached this point. But it's been a few hours of walking at least, even if you expect that Rhea took you around in circles for a while.
I'm just wondering where Rhea went, because she's got no key on her to get into the locked door.
You haven't had a
Because we've got
lock
the key.
that needed that key yet.
So this bunker, that was just at the end of a tunnel, or was it
Yeah,
the
it
end
was
of
the
this
end of the
large
tunnel.
room?
It was a huge bunker at the end of a tunnel. There's not been
Right.
any train track for quite some time now. So
Okay. So we presume this bunker is then the large room the Thinblood was talking about.
yeah,
But if it's not been open for a long time,
those Sinbloods would not have been able to open that door. There's some newspaper stands.
So are we in a big room currently, or is the
You're
big room
in
behind the
a
door?
smaller room that will lead through to it's a big area, but the room you're inside is pretty small. But there's clearly another room further through.
you said newspapers. Is there a date on them?
There are. Do you want to have a look?
Yes, please.
It's all 1940s. Like some of them are 1940, some of them are 1941. That kind of time period. Tommy, you're uncomfortable in here. This reminds you of like being in trenches, being in small spaces. It feels like a death trap. Like because it's a wartime building. It's a really strong feeling for you.
I will start to back away then.
Who had Sense the Unseen on?
Me.
Okay. You're also seeing some red chalked letters up the wall.
Are these Latin letters or?
They are symbols, but one of them is very similar to the symbol you saw. Well, it was 4 weeks ago for us, but it was earlier in the... I'm just looking for the exact point where you saw it so I can get you the same text.
In the train carriage.
Yeah, no, in the entrance as you were coming in.
We didn't calculate anything about it at the time, did we?
No.
We just noticed it was a symbol. So I'll take a photo of it again.
Okay.
Obviously, we're going to keep as many of these symbols as you can documented.
There'll be people you can ask about it on the outside.
Yes, I don't think there's any point in me trying to investigate it because I don't know these symbols. I'm not going to suddenly know them from nowhere.
Some of the symbols are also the same as the ritual circle that you saw when just before you met the Thin Bloods. And there's also big... Hang on, I've got some more stuff here. There's some big letters that spell out in very large, the law. And they repeat several lists. Sorry?
You just spell that for me, please.
THELAW.
Oh, the law. I thought you said the law.
No, the law. And then it says, and then, like this, the same text is repeated over and over again. It says, first law, never feed from your own. Second law, never leave. The world is always crueler on the other side. Third law, you are the predator, they are the prey. Fourth law, hunger is constant, don't let it overtake your instincts. Fifth law, obey the words of the king, for his knowledge is endless. And this is the last bit before I finish my description. In even bigger letters across all of that, in capitals, is the word Mithras.
Oh, that piqued my interest.
Certainly did.
Everybody's interest.
How long ago did Mithras go missing again?
Mithras, what, sorry?
How long ago was Mithras gone missing?
It depends who you ask. Like some people you've asked, initially you were told that he perished near the end of the Second World War. But some other people you spoke to at the Elysium said that he died in a forest outside London a little bit more recently. That he was attacked by werewolves.
When did the current... I can't remember what is she a prince? Is she?
Prince Anne, Queen Anne.
Yeah, when did she take over?
She took over after Mithras first vanished at the end of the Second World War. So she was basically being the prince before that, because Mithras was out of the way of things. He was travelling, or he was in torpor, or he was doing other things. So she was kind of running London on a day-to-day basis for a long time. But when Mithras apparently died, and she claimed praxis of London and just became the prince by default. There wasn't like an election or anything, which there usually would be for vampires. I know that's a weird idea with a prince, but they usually elect the prince. She claimed she was already doing it, so she'll just carry on doing it.
For these papers, the newspapers and everything that are in here, are from before Mithras disappeared then?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
I'm going to take a picture of the text. You say it's all written in kind of a red chalk.
Yep.
Is there any sign of any kind of red chalk in the room?
Nope. So whatever it was written with is no longer here.
Just got a feeling that this could be some kind of sign that Mithras was maybe held against his will somewhere, or people who followed Mithras maybe were held against their will somewhere.
Lady Catherine, were you checking the newspapers as well, or were you doing something else?
I was also checking newspapers.
Behind one of the newspaper stands, you found a hatch in the wall.
I knew there was going to be bloody something. Sorry.
Sometimes I'm just like, I'm going to roll a dice, and whoever, like, I've got numbers for each of you. Whoever it comes up, I'm just going to give random stuff to. And this time it was you.
My fine, teethy friends, I have found a hatch.
I can see. Any distinguishing features about the hatch? What's it look like?
It's like a, you know those metal doors that are made out of individual bits of metal so they can roll up and kind of turn in on themselves? Mm-hmm. Like you might get a garage door or like in a kitchen like thing that slides down for serving.
Shutters outside a shop.
Shutters, yes. Shutters are the word I was looking for. My vocabulary just
Will we fit through it?
You absolutely will. If you open it fully, you can fit through it like a doorway.
Is it locked or open?
You want to try it?
I say we shall.
Well, who wants to try it? Tony, do you want to try it specifically?
Yeah, go on.
Give me a strength. There's got to be a better one to pick. No, okay, it's going to be... Give me a strength larceny, please.
Larceny.
And I'm not telling you the difficulty, just try not to whiff it.
Try not to what it, sorry?
Whiff it.
Okay. Try not to...
No, don't roll low if you can help it.
Okay, I was very confused.
Sorry,
Don't screw it up.
I pick up some cult. So this the big risk in running this game is sounding like other people who run this game, and I'm trying to like make sure I'm not taking cues from that person. But there's another person who often talks about whiffing it, and
it didn't come through very well, so I was like, I'm kind of confused.
It's fine. Thank you for checking the clarity.
So no difficulties.
No difficulties. Just roll it, and we see what we get.
Okay. Has it come through?
It hasn't yet. Are you seeing it?
No, I just rolled it. Hang on, let me try again.
It should be a reasonable roll for you, I think.
Yeah. I'll try again. I don't know why that didn't do
Remember
anything.
to say larceny first, and then say strength.
Yeah, that's what I did. I don't know what went wrong. Strength. Oh, no, that's none. But yeah, strength, it's clicked it now. Full size modify now.
Oh, it could be asking for like a modify. Yeah, that's the thing that used to trip me up.
Okay. Oh, a messy critical. We love those.
Messy critical. Okay.
Rip the door off.
You pull at it, and initially it's stuck, and you pull harder, and it turns out it was locked, but it was old and corroded, and it just breaks and it springs up. There's no way you can get this back down again, but it's open.
Well, there we go. It's open. Are we going in?
Are you going in?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody, Dr. Henry, you're the one that seems to have a clue what's going on in terms of any occult symbols. Do you want to go through here first?
I do not, because symbols aren't going to try and stab me.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna let Tommy go first.
How comfortable do I feel? Am I still uncomfortable?
You're feeling uncomfortable in this small space, yes. Maybe you'd be quite happy to move on to a different room.
Okay, right. I'll move into the.
I'll stand behind you and look for any kind of things to read.
Now, I have to apologise. I've not been looking at chat until just now. Someone redeemed hydrate a little while ago, so if you have anything to hydrate with, chat demands that we have a little sip of your preferred fluid. Tony, I'm not going to make you drink it from a bag.
I love a Capri Sun though.
Okay, moving into this next room, it's set out a bit like a theatre or an auditorium. There's 3 layers to it, 3 heights. Oh, and someone else has redeemed posture check. Chat are just getting away with themselves here. They're enjoying their bits too much. We clearly aren't giving them enough opportunity to spend their points. Their sanity points, I think it's still called in here. I've not been following the time at all. Good at working. Thank you, chat. We appreciate you. In this next room, so you've got 3 levels, and each level has like a bunch of desks, some old rotary phones, there's stacks of paper, there's stacks of drawers, folders, archives, filing cabinets. In the centre, there's a deep dug pit, and there's a desk nearby with lots of maps on it. You can see that from a distance.
I'm gonna go and have a little investigate of what people were working on in here. It's obviously like an office.
Thanks, Rob. I'll focus.
Pardon, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Chat just redeemed focus, and I'm like, yeah, I'm getting the message. Okay, I'll stop looking at you again.
So, I will also first thing I'll go and have a look cautiously at that pit and look in it, make sure.
I'm not sure how useful this will be as a reference point for you, but everything in here is kind of very 70s coded. And actually, the most obvious thing would be like the majority of the tube maps and stuff that they're using that are on the walls and the maps that are on the desks are from 1975 specifically.
So it doesn't look familiar to us.
No, but you can tell where it is from. It's just it's not current because you've seen what current looks like.
We know it's not from the 1940s, so
yeah,
we've got no
it's in
reference
between.
to
but luckily, there's dates on some of the tube maps, so you can tell this is from 1975. And the furniture and equipment and posters are all kind of very 70s. There's fluorescent lights; they're a bit newer. But there's as I said, rotary phones, stacks of papers. It feels like the sort of control rooms.
Pick up the rotary phone and I want to see if it's connected.
There's no signal when you pick it up.
Oh, okay,
Line's dead.
put it back down then.
Do the tube maps have a "you are here" location or anything on them?
No, they don't. It's just a map of the tube. Which
is there any kind of other significant news on the newspapers that would indicate why?
Let's have a look. We've got most of the desks have got name tags on them. Some of them have got empty coffee cups or teacups, pen holders, hole punches, paper clips. There's typewriters with reports half written on them.
Oh, it's like the Mary Celeste.
There's if you open the drawers, they've got office supplies in them. Some of them have got crumpled bits of paper. Some of them are completely organised. Some of them are empty with just like everything tidied up neatly.
The reports that are half written, are they dated?
Give me a second.
Also, what are they reports of?
Okay,
Yeah.
Henry and Alice, can you give me intelligence investigation checks? And again, this won't be against a particular difficulty. It'll just be this is however well you do will be how much information you get. Oh, good grief. And that's a messy critical. We've been like the hunger is really up to your messy criticals. Okay, how's this going to work? Alice, you're looking at a map. You're trying to unfold it, and it rips, and you get frustrated, and you just rip the rest of it up as well.
That's helpful.
It was from 1975, that map, but it's in pieces now, so it doesn't matter. Henry, you find inside one drawer, and most of it's from the 70s. It's all been pretty consistently the 70s. There's not been any names that you recognise. But in one of the drawers, there's a newspaper that says Monday, May the 4th, 1998.
So this has obviously been in use across a span of multiple decades. Is there, did we find out from that if there's any kind of similar theme along the reports? Is what they're reporting on? Is it?
Okay, Henry and anyone else who wants to do this, can you give me a wits investigation check at difficulty 3? Because this one is, again, something specific.
I have no investigation.
I mean, you can try it if you want. You might get, but you might also get a messy critical and destroy the evidence.
I'm just
I
gonna
haven't
not.
destroyed the evidence this
No,
time.
you haven't. You got a straight 3. And Dr. Henry also got a straight 3. Okay, this report from 1998, it's got an article about a large part of the London Underground threatening to close because of safety concerns. And it talks about tube travellers going missing. Some of them returning home disorientated. And there were similar issues for groups that were taking tours like in the deeper parts of the shelter tunnels, like recreationally as tourists. People would go missing or they'd come back feeling disorientated or confused. It looks like the problem set on quite suddenly, and people from London were blaming everything from like monsters in the underground, they were blaming gas leaks. And it finished up with the authorities just saying they were going to close these tunnels permanently due to health and safety hazards. So people stopped coming at that point.
So we do we suspect that we have had kindred down here for quite some time then, in this area?
Quite possible. I mean, you yourself have powers that could make people behave that way. If you just fed from them, they might be disorientated. If you used Compel or Cloud Memory, they might forget what happened. If they vanish completely, it might be that they've just been killed.
Yeah.
Or turned, I suppose.
Or turned.
You got it, Tony.
Streetwise.
Did you say that we were writing reports as well? Sorry, Daniel.
There were
Or
reports in progress.
typewriters?
I'm not saying you have to write them, but like there are reports that were in progress on typewriters and things.
And were they following the same kind of reporting of news?
It looks like they've
things?
just been tracking all of this happening. So it may have been in the 70s. It was an office. It stopped being used as an office, and other people have been using it for other things since.
I'm going to sense unseen still. And is there any kind of symbols, anything kind of unusual around here?
Something that is unusual that you've spotted is that in the corner there's like what looks like a pile of old linen sheets.
Okay, I will go and investigate them.
If you pull the sheet out the way, you find underneath there is a safe. It's locked. It's closed.
What type of safe? Is it a key safe, a number
It's
safe?
a proper like 1970s cartoon one with like a big handle and like a multiple. You have to turn it, then turn it back, and turn it the other way.
Can I do some more larceny?
I feel
I was
like
going to say, I feel like I've got a cheat code for
asking
this.
permission isn't really in the spirit of larceny, Tony.
I think,
No,
try your
let
larceny.
me. Just like,
Try
oh,
larceny.
no, my way.
And if that fails, I can use heightened senses and use my ears to do it anyway.
Okay, Tony, give me a wits larceny difficulty 5.
Larceny. Wits.
And remember, you can willpower if you want to.
Also has modifier no. Difficulty 5.
Oh, you've aced that. So it takes you a couple of minutes. You turn it, you hear the click, you turn it back till you hear another click. And in this way, relatively quickly, you open the safe.
That's so satisfying.
Who wants to look inside the safe?
I'm just now standing there in awe of Tony's ability.
I've done something where I haven't fucked up.
That was great, honestly.
Look, one of the key things for you, Tony, is that if you do fuck up, you keep trying. You don't let it get you down. You don't stop.
Yeah. No, it's great. I love it. So we're looking inside the safe. What's inside the safe?
There is a brown paper folder.
Ooh.
It's quite thick.
Takes out the folder. Any title?
Oh yeah, on the front of it, in big marker pen, it says The Heralds.
That's us. That's us. Quick, to a table.
I'm glad you realised that, 'cause I thought it meant like the Herald, the newspaper.
No, you just forgot who we are. Good one.
Tony,
You've been in talk for that long.
You tip the papers out onto a clear, like maybe dramatically push all the papers from a desk, clear it, tip this envelope onto the desk. Inside is a number of documents. It's quite a thick wad of paper inside this thing. Looking at some of the papers, you can see information about each of you, about your clan, about regular places you've been to, about some of the people you've met. Alice, there's a semi-complete list of everyone in your herd.
So this is recent
My herd
information.
in the
No, you're before time's herd. You're 1940s herd.
Ooh, okay.
This is
And your touchstones from back in the day as well.
so this is information we don't currently have access to.
Yeah, I mean, all in a large part, it's information that's antiquated. It's out of date. This isn't about you now. This is about who you were before you went into torpor.
But it's useful to us in terms of connections.
Sorry, Tommy, what were you trying to ask?
I was just saying, it's all the documents titled The Heralds, and it's got information on us, but does it have a linking report on the Heralds? Or anything like that? Is it just information of us?
It's just information about you guys, but circa 1940, it's not current.
Okay.
Is it all fact-based, or is it kind of like a...
Based on your sketchy memories, it's accurate.
No, I mean more, is it like an opinion, like someone like they're spying on us type thing, or is it just almost as if it's like a clinical information that would be kept by someone who you work
There's
for?
a mixture which suggests that there's a couple of different authors. So some of them are quite clinical and just like this. Some of them are, I've been following them, this is where they went.
And
there's
does anything
photographs.
fill in any gaps?
Sorry, Tony?
Does anything kind of fill in any gaps?
Not that you have at the moment. Although if you've got any questions, we can work this out off stream. I don't want to give you loads of character information.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Because I think you can make better use of that yourselves. But there's some surveillance going back to like your first meeting with some of the elders. So the people you're looking for now to get objects from, you have met them before. Obviously, you'd met Anne Bosley before because you had that shared memory. I mean, I only gave it to you as like a series of images, but you had a shared memory, which predates some of you existing. So how did that work? Interesting. And there's one last bit of paper lying on top of the others. And it says, Lair lies unprotected. They are weak, yet not broken. And we're a little bit early, but that's where I'm going to stop us for tonight.
That's exciting.
So, we talked a little bit before about spending some of your XP. Some of you have done that. We will talk more and get you all up to date. So I know that Lady Catherine wanted to spend some XP and get a couple more skills, which make her quite terrifying as well. If anyone hasn't spent anything yet and wants to ask me about it, feel free to do that.
Yeah, I need to do some spends.
I promise at the end that we do through and let you do your introduction type things here. So can we just do the round and you can say what your name is, what the name of your character was, promote anything you'd like to promote, then throw to someone else in the group, and I'll let you continue that by yourselves whilst I find someone for us to rate.
Okay, I'll start. My name is Bintak, and I was playing Tommy Smith, Nosferatu, and I pass it on to Dyson.
I am Dyson. I am Dr. Henry in this game, which is pretty easy because it's basically just me anyway. I do stream on Twitch, but nothing along this side. And I'll pass it along to Tony.
And so I'm Genek, and I was playing Tony Castelli. and I have nothing to rec at the minute or promote, so I'm going to pass it on to Gaul.
Hi, my name is Ghoul. I was playing Lady Catherine. I also stream on Twitch. I've been on a medical hiatus, but I will be coming back very soon.
I am Floss, and I was playing Alice Mockendale, and I have nothing else to share.
Well, and I was Lavaita, and I didn't announce myself either. I'm just writing the text for the raid so that's prepared. The next session of this game will take place on the 27th of June. The next game on this channel will be Hunter the Reckoning on Monday the 16th of June. For more information on the channel, please check our Discord. A couple of our longer games are ending in the near future, and we're talking about bringing some new ones in over the summer. So if you join the Discord, you can make yourself known to us, and we might have you join us in a game. Thank you to our wonderful players. Thank you very much for watching, and good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye.